Welcome back to Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Eli, the Oscars were this weekend. Did you watch?
I did watch, and it's maybe the first time that I've ever actually watched the Oscars in its entirety. Granted, this year was nice for me because it started a little bit earlier, started an hour earlier, and the US went on daylight savings. So it was actually only a 4 hour time difference for me. So it started at 11. It was nice. I was able to sit down, watch it with some friends. And I found it interesting. It was a little boring. I was kind of hoping maybe somebody would get on stage, slap somebody in the face. Maybe somebody would read the wrong envelope. We kind of got that a little bit with Al Pacino at the end. But it was fun. It was a good time. You know, it's always motivating for me to watch the Oscars. It's like, okay, like this is the pinnacle of film, of the arts, of this world. And one day, Jones, we're going to be up there as well.
I hope so, man. Yeah, let's start with what you talked about with Pacino. That was a weird little gaffe there where he went up to read Best Picture and he didn't read the nominees. He just straight up pulls the thing. I mean, this guy's an actor of many, many years. You think he would know some dramatics. He doesn't say the movies that are nominated. First of all, it's an honor just to be nominated. So now those movies don't get their time of day. And then he just says Oppenheimer. The whole audience had been waiting for the Best Picture all night. He just blurts it out. And then he claims that they asked him not to say the nominees. There's no way that you don't read the nominees.
No, I believe him. I completely believe him. Here's why. If you watch so I watched the whole thing. And earlier they did Best Song. And the same thing happened in Best Song. I remember being visibly confused. Ariana Grande was reading the Best Song, the envelope or whatever. And she opened it and she just read it without saying the nominees. And the reason was because they had performed the best songs earlier. And so that had kind of been, they were saying, they've already performed these songs. You know what the nominees are. And similarly with the Best Picture, over the course of the night, after every single commercial break, they would show on the screen a little 10-second snippet of each film that was nominated for Best Picture and say it. And so that was the way they were doing it. And also, it started a little bit late. They wanted to kind of get through time, the producers were saying. And so I believe that completely. I wasn't mad that he didn't read the nominations. I was just mad that he didn't say the Oscar goes to, the Academy Award goes to. That's basic. I feel like people know that when they're 1 year old. He went up there and he was like, well, I think it says Oppenheimer. Like, it was just so anticlimactic. People were like, what's happening? The music didn't even start playing. Nobody knew. It was a mess.
But that's classic Pacino to just go up there, not giving a shit at all, just like he does when he's putting on his underpants in the morning. Oh, it's Oppenheimer. I thought that was very classic Pacino. So if you wanted a little more flair for the dramatics, I don't know, you could definitely get some good performers up there. They did not choose to do that. Oppenheimer, I mean, the movie of the night, 7 wins and a lot of the big categories, Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Director, Nolan wins. Do you think Oppenheimer deserved all that?
I think it was a great movie. I haven't seen all the movies this award season, but I don't know that Oppenheimer is the greatest movie ever. People are saying it's Christopher Nolan's best work. I personally don't think it was. I've seen other Nolan movies that I liked way more. Dark Knight, to name one right off the bat.
Pretty good.
I think Cillian Murphy was fantastic. He definitely deserved it. And Nolan did a great job directing. I think it definitely deserved awards cinematography, ones where they're talking about they put a fucking nuclear bomb in a movie. Obviously, that deserves some awards. Yeah, but that was a real nuclear bomb. But did Robert Downey Jr., everybody was saying he was a lock for that?
I thought he was amazing.
Really?
Yeah. And can we talk about RDJ for a second? First of all, congratulations to RDJ for winning his first Oscar. Well deserved. Did you see... Well, you saw the whole thing.
I saw it.
First of all, why is Jimmy Kimmel always the host? Is he the permanent host?
I was confused by this as well because I was with some friends up before dinner and I was like, who's hosting it? And they were like, oh, Jimmy Kimmel. And I was like, no, that was last year and the year before and 3 years before that. Maybe he just has the standing gig now. I don't get that. But that joke, are you going to talk about the joke that he made about?
I was going to talk about the joke, and I just wanted to cap it quickly. Billy Crystal used to have that kind of same running back scenario. But yeah, let's talk about that joke. The joke he made about Robert Downey Jr. being hot. Right.
It's a little bit in poor taste, I think, because that's such a addiction's a real thing. Addiction's a really terrible thing, and obviously that's an important part of Robert Downey Jr.'s life. And he's been so strong and come back from that, and now to kind of bring him back down to that moment, remind him of that in what's supposed to be the greatest night of the man's life, is a little bit low. I mean, at the end of the day, it is comedy. It is an award show. That happens. We can't be so soft. And I thought he actually took it pretty well.
Oh, he played it off great, but he tapped it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It was so on the nose.
But then Kimmel just kept on kind of beating the dead horse there and kept going. And it was like, all right, like it's enough.
That's where it got a little painful when then he kept pushing it and he's talking about like, I don't know, what rectangle in his pants.
Yeah.
Like what are you picking on him for? There was a couple moments I felt where Kimmel was picking on the audience where it just got uncomfortable. Like Bradley Cooper and his mom. Like I didn't think that was that funny.
I thought that there was two hilarious moments of the night, which everybody's talking about. One was obviously John Cena coming on stage naked, which was awesome. I'm very curious how that happened. There's no way he was actually naked on stage. So I don't know how that worked. But the other one was John Mulaney's bit about Field of Dreams. I thought was super, super funny.
Those were some great moments. Congratulations to all the winners. Great award season. This has been Give Me Five with Jones and Eli. Reminder to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, send us an email. We want to talk about your pod topics. Eli, thanks for talking.
Oh, it was a pleasure, Jones. Talk to you soon.